Hello, welcome to the online introduction of the BA Fine Art Drawing course at Camberwell. I'm Kate Terry, the course leader, and I'm an artist. I make drawings, installations and sculptures, and I have worked at Camberwell for almost 20 years, teaching drawing at all levels from foundation to MA. Camberwell is a really special art school, and it's situated in the heart of a vibrant community where art and life takes place, and amongst the galleries of South London. The drawing course is within the fine art programme, and we work together for lectures and exhibitions. We have a long history of teaching drawing at Camberwell for over 80 years, and the fine art drawing course was the first contemporary drawing degree offered in the UK. We often talk about the expanded field of drawing on the course, and drawing really takes the pulse of what's happening across fine art practices. So we have a broad range of work made by our students. Importantly, we have students who are committed to exploring their own individual ideas in relation to drawing, which makes for a very varied course. Drawing is one of the oldest forms of mark making, but drawing as a contemporary art practice is fairly new, with more books being published on drawing all the time. So it allows for us as artists to define what we think drawing is as an exciting subject area. We're a studio-based course, and we support your individual art practice through studio and technical workshops, tutorials and critiques, gallery visits, lectures and seminars. We also have technical workshops delivered by our technical team, such as lithography, casting, bookmaking, animation and Photoshop. There are lots of ways students approach drawing on the course. Both of these works were made in year one. On the left is a charcoal drawing Amy made of a photograph she took of another student. And on the right, co-made this aluminium balloon, which was motion sensitive and would sigh, "Oh," as people walk past. Both of these practices are supported, and we approach drawing practice as a rich and expanded practice. The first term in year one is an introduction to fine art and Camberwell. There are lots of group activities and studio workshops and technical introductions. You're not thrown in at the deep end. We do site visits such as to the British Museum and encourage exchange and dialogue and peer learning. Year one is about exploring ideas, materiality and research, and beginning to establish an independent studio practice. We have opportunities for professional practice, and we prioritise showing your work and learning how to install and present work. Year one students did a residency here at Art Hub, which was a wonderful opportunity to take the work out of the studio and into a different context. In year two, we also have the optional international exchange programme through the Turing scheme, and these exchanges take place during the second year. We currently have students on exchange in Kyoto, Japan, and in New York. The first unit in year two, you work with a group of other students from the other fine art courses to collaborate and make a collective work. This group started by bringing different objects that they then agreed to photograph and made into a zine together as a small publication of their collaborative project. We have a large off-site group exhibition together with the other fine art courses in year two. In year three, we give you a professional toolkit to build and support to build confidence and support your work in presenting, writing about your work and talking about your work. We also deliver workshops with the practical and technical skills of how to install work and preparing for an exhibition. The year three students did a pop-up show at Gasworks where they showed a drawing alongside a personal object that was presented on bespoke made low plinths in the gallery space. This was a quick project led by one of our lecturers, Lawrence Lehman, who previously ran a gallery, bringing that experience of curation into the course. So I'm going to talk through some of the works made by some of our graduating students. So Georgia practically lived in the printmaking workshops during the course. She constructed a large wooden frame and cast cement blocks to present these prints on both sides as a structural installation, bringing the image into object. Caitlin presented a large pencil drawing and used our digital fabrication lab and metal workshop to make these sculptural elements with laser cut aluminium, welded steel and pewter. And Grace became obsessed with recreating a found bike rack in the ceramics workshop. This work is playful and talks about the urban environment, but also the line. And she made billboard posters and alongside these works. The ceramic bike rack was quite a feat of accomplishment and involved using an extruder to create a ceramic tube and firing the rack in 2 halves to fit in the kiln. Reuben made many sculptures using found and recycled materials that were both inventive and utilitarian. And Helena, who won the Vanguard Studio Award last year, presented her work on the centered on the representation of British Asian women in sports, exploring her own identity as a British Asian woman who is part of a running club. She made life-size cutout figures in wood and used chalk pastels on canvas on the wall-based work. So during the degree show, we invite guest curators and gallerists to see the show and meet our graduating students, and also give our students an opportunity to ask questions about how to approach galleries and the next steps. We had curators and gallerists from Camden Arts Centre, Pier Gallery, Drawing Room, Chisenhale, and the Fitzwilliam Museum. In addition to the course curriculum, we offer enriching projects and collaborations. We introduced a project to make an edition for a multiple fair, which will be a continual annual event. And we're really keen on establishing a community within the course, bringing everyone together for cross-year projects and community events. Each year we host the Drawing Fiesta, where all students and staff make a dish of food to share. We come together and people perform. We often have people in bands and we have a quiz, and this one ended up in an impromptu karaoke. So for your application, please look at our course webpage for information on applying and portfolio advice. We recommend that you include work you made for yourself and that you communicate a sense of what makes you tick. For example, museums, cinemas, collections. We're looking for the things that we can't teach you. So motivation, curiosity, and engagement. These are the greatest attributes. If your application is flagged as a contextual admissions application, our academics will be mindful and consider every aspect of your application in context. This process ensures that your individual merit and creative potential can shine through, no matter your background or previous experiences. On the course, we have advice from UAL Careers and Employability with talks and tutorials specifically for the course. There are options to do a work placement as an alternative to a dissertation, and we have the study abroad scheme I talked about earlier. After the second year, we also have the optional diplomas between years 2 and 3 in creative computing, Apple development, and professional studies. The course provides a toolkit of graduate skills of creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, and communication. And here are some of the career paths our graduates have gone on to do. So next steps, please read the course webpage, book a college tour or an open day, look at the UAL's portfolio advice webpage, and use the scholarship search tool to check what financial support might be available to you. It's always worth applying for a scholarship, as you might just get it. If you have any questions about the course, please do contact our inbox at this email address, and you can follow us on socials on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching.